Okay, y'all, so y'all just gonna have to bear with me. You don't have to, but for those of you who care, bear with me because I am getting a lot of channeled messages. I promise you, I am trying to consciously work on minimizing the length of these channel messages. But anyway, so wow, 10 of Wands. What I heard from what I channeled was there was supposed to be a sacrifice. So this is giving, you were made a target of sacrifice. Whatever dynamic you were involved in, there came a season where a sacrifice was required. You guys could have even picked up on someone you were connected to being targeted as a sacrifice, right, by the community or by a particular individual or individuals around them. You guys could have picked up on this energy. There were significant moments or events where you and this person, just individually in y'all's lives or just in general, right, there were moments, or there's something significant about moments of being set apart, or this could be somebody winning something, being picked or chosen for things. I don't know, but it's something about a person who is set apart, or an heir of something, or somebody who's carrying a torch, or someone who has the leading number, the number one ranking, like in whatever capacity that may be for them. So something about that is significant. But this, in a way, for some individuals, this was almost like fattening the cattle, or fattening something up for a sacrifice. And then for others, it was more so attention being drawn to you just reaping your blessings, like you being set apart because of because you living and fulfilling your purpose, okay? You being ordained in whatever that is, like you being predestined, okay, by the divine. Okay, so a sacrifice was inevitable. So this is why there was a lot of distortion created around what the target of sacrifice would be. There was people, so the people who created the distortion was a part of the sacrifice. These were the people who were supposed to be sacrificed out of a situation here, or sacrificed out of somebody's life. And so as a result, the chariot. As a result, these people, this is why, so for some of you guys, there's something about your involvement that triggered almost like this realization in these people, or there could be a significant awakening that you were a catalyst to the person they're connected to, that just put these people in fear that however this person was evolving, these people felt like they were on the chopping block. Like there's this countdown energy, like anytime, any moment now, like we're going to grow apart. This person's going to grow apart from us. This person is going to, realize that we're more of a liability than we are an asset. So there was a lot of heavy illusions casted. There was even this energy of people trying to mimic and embody what you brought to somebody to make them feel like there's nothing special about you. There's nothing special about your input. There's nothing special about what you're bringing to the table, what you're bringing to the environment, right? So this is why, so a lot of this obsession was derivative from fear. Okay. The last reading I did, I had two cards come out of this oracle deck of a feminine and a masculine, both having arrows in their body. The feminine only had two. The masculine had several throughout his body. So even if somebody allow themselves, or if somebody called themselves sacrificing you, thinking that they were going to gain some type of level up or gain some money, gain some popularity or status or something like that. Mind you, the season of separation was inevitable. The sacrifice was inevitable, so distortion was created around the target of sacrifice. Meaning, if the sacrifice was inevitable, like somebody was in schedule for a significant sacrifice along their journey, okay, regardless of if they made the wrong decision of what was sacrificed, hence if they sacrificed you, sacrificed a connection with you, the sacrifice still had to happen. But even if these people were made to believe that they successfully converted or transferred the sacrifice onto you and that it wouldn't be them, this was an illusion. Because the sacrificial energy started manifesting upon them anyway, like upon the person who's supposed to make that leading decision, okay, as well as the individuals who were kind of like the hyenas, or I don't know, the minions, the individuals who was fueling some type of distortion in this leader energy, right? So, for example, the lows of a sacrifice, like the worst possible conditions that can be produced from the energy of sacrifice, these people are reaping that energy in their own lives. Hence why at first I said something that in the last video along the lines of somebody protecting you. This is given, like, if God put somebody on assignment to protect you and they took actions to actually put you in harm's way, in a way they were still having to fulfill that divine order to protect you, meaning they were getting hit. They were getting hit with things that the people they were connected to doing to you. They still had to eat that on your behalf. But the thing is, it's like, it's almost like where they would have been equipped with proper weaponry and armor. Because I'm thinking about that scripture about put on the breastplate of righteousness, right? Put on the whole armor of God. Girt your loins with truth, right? All of that. Somebody went into a battle and they weren't equipped with God. They was not properly equipped with God. They were not properly equipped. And this is why this person got hit so many times. It's so crazy how there's a few days ago, this gym that I go to, I was watching their recap videos on Instagram. And in one of their training sessions, they played the song that I've been channeling days before, I'm getting confirmation of man down, man down. Out of the blue the other day, I started channeling Rihanna, but specifically the Little Kim remix. So in Little Kim's version of Man Down, so you guys, maybe you want to listen to that song, maybe messages in that song of confirmation. But in Little Kim's version, I'm trying to remember the words and not confuse them. I got bit on my face yesterday. Dang, how did Little... It was the first that everything's right. Didn't know he had another life with a kid and wife. And he buy me a ring and he bought us both the same car. What started out as a sticky situation turned in... No, what started out as a real sticky situation. Me just no. See, I'm confused. I always do that, bro. I always confuse those two songs. What did Little Kim say? It was a love at first sight, everything was right. Didn't know he had another life with a kid and wife. And he buy me a ring and he bought us both the same car. Damn, I can't remember what she said. But something about that song is significant. But that's the one I was hearing. Especially the part when she was like, if it's right down in my shoe, what you expect me to? Damn, dude, if you're playing me for a fool, I'll probably lose my cool and reach for my firearm. I wish she didn't lay him down, but it's too much to turn back. No, it's too late to turn back now. Don't know what she was thinking, but I know what she was feeling, and now he's no longer around. Damn. There's this person I used to watch. They used to always quote this phrase: if you try to go after two rabbits, you won't catch either one. If you try to chase two rabbits at the same time, you won't catch either one. Whoa, that shit just got dark. Follow me. So, some of you guys notice I have tattoos, right? Most of my tattoos were done by a childhood best friend who lost his life. He was actually gunned down, hanging with the wrong crowd type shit. So even though he had forged a path for himself of independence, where, mind you, he was a tattoo artist, but he was a very popular tattoo artist in our hometown, like kind of like one of the main ones that people go to. I think it was like two to three popular tattoo artists. And he was, self-made and everything. His homeboy, he was into the darker side, or the darker means of getting money, right? He robbed people. He break into people's houses and he rob people, okay, and steal people's money. That's how he get his bag. Meanwhile, my childhood best friend, reason why I say childhood best friend, we grew up since we were small kids in daycare. Like, me and his sister, like, we were all, like, pretty tight. So, they were hanging out. One of the enemies, look at this. Ain't that crazy? One of the enemies of his homeboy, who robs people, right, found out or got ear of their location where they were hanging out at. So the dude found him seeking revenge, right, for him, robbing him or whatever. Shoot him dead in the house, y'all. Went in the house and killed him right there on the spot. So my childhood best friend at the time, he and it was a trio. It was three of them that were all friends. So him and the other friend, they flee the scene. They flee the house. And the dude that came for their homeboy, he didn't want to stop there. Like, I don't know the severity of what the homeboy did, but it was bad enough for, it was something huge. Apparently, it was huge to the guy, who had this vendetta. Okay, who was out for revenge. Mind you, I just quoted the phrase: "If you try to catch two rabbits, if you chase two rabbits, you won't catch either one." Y'all, tell me why my friend and his friend went in two different directions to get away from this gunman. At nighttime, in some way or another, the gunman was able to get the both of them all by himself. He killed two of them. I want to say one of the friends survived, but he shot both of them. I don't know how, I don't know if this was something premeditated. It had to be premeditated. I don't know if he kind of just studied, like came up with like a good enough plan, but he hit all three of them. And unfortunately, my friend didn't make it, right? So, sacrificial energy being distorted. And I'm hearing ways of escape. There's something about you aligning with people in divine timing, because there's some type of season of sacrifice that's coming up in a person's life, right? Your light kind of serves as a guide. It's a reason why when people connect with us, they end up wanting to spend a lot of time with us. You know what I'm saying? They want to spend a lot of time with us. They want to talk to us a lot. You know, like they grow real comfortable in our energy. They even kind of treat our energy as an escape. That's kind of the intent by the divine, right? I'm trying to figure out what the hell I should say first. Oh my God, I'm channeling so much. So, you guys, so I'm hearing free spirit. I'm hearing you show up to others as God shows up. So, you know how I make I draw the distinctions between God's energy with us and Satan's energy with us. God's energy with us is respecting your free will, right? Your power of choice. I love you. I'm here. I'm available. You know, I can provide sound counsel, recommend this, you know, lead by example, you know, be a positive influence. But I can only control myself. I can't control you. You know, hey, I mean, but if you want to align your will with my will, then so be it. But that's your choice. Satan energy is where we see the movies about exorcisms and possessions and people being possessed and stuff like that, and forceful entry. That's why God specifically left us with the scripture, behold, I stand at the door and knock. God didn't say, oh, because you didn't answer the door, you know, I'm just going to kick the door down. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I stand at the door and I knock. You know what I'm saying? Okay, like you can't talk right now, cool, I'll come back later. But I'll leave a little message that you know I came by. I'll call you. Whatever. So, there was even people that somebody was connected to that God aligned you to kind of be a guiding light so that they can escape out of some type of toxic dynamic, right? Not only, it's almost like some type of spirit, like should I call it a death spirit? Like, it's almost like some type of, like something was inevitable to come across these people, come across these toxic group dynamics, whatever. It was inevitable, and divine beings were aligned with particular people to be a guiding light. And so you were attacked. That's why there was this energy of people wanting you to be excluded, trying to push you out, force you out. Okay, hold on tighter to somebody, like keep somebody. It's almost like the house is burning down, and let's say somebody is trapped by debris, and a person is trying to remove the debris to save the person, right? But it's impossible for them to move the debris. So the person that's trapped in the debris is like, you gotta stay here with me, don't leave me, don't leave me. Even, it's like, okay, so there's no way to save your life by me staying here. I can't move it. But instead of me being free, not being caught in the debris, instead of me fleeing the scene and maybe being able to get more help or at least save myself, you rather me just stay here and just burn and we both die. Like, this is the type of people that some people unfortunately are realizing that They are attached to. Some people who are just completely selfish. Okay, like they don't even care. That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. There's something significant about somebody having a lot of muscle, but it's useless. You know, whether that be their physique, their body, okay, or whether that be the support that they have. They have a lot of muscle, but it's not really of any use for real. You know what I'm saying? This is giving, you got all that muscle. Like you do all the working out, you got all that muscle. And you can't even lift something that 70 pounds, 80 pounds, right? 70 to 80 pounds or something. Maybe even 60 to 70, 80 pounds. You can't even lift that and carry that by yourself. Like, you still require help from other people who are smaller than you, but you sit here just stacked with muscle. It's like, what the fuck is the point of the muscles again? So that's a side message. Okay. Now, again, what was forbidden is forbidden energy I've been picking up on too, was trying to swap the angel, trying to swap God's anointed, God's prophet, prophetess, God's chosen one, pure-hearted one, trying to swap a pure-hearted being in the place of a hardened heart, a wicked heart, okay, for the sacrifice. That is forbidden. I will never leave you nor forsake you. Meaning, the sacrifice is still going to... There's something about you being marked. You're marked. God knows who you are. God knows who you are. Right? So whatever these games are that people feel they do in this worldly living, somehow they believe they can get that past God. So again, whoever that was that God aligned you with to kind of help them escape this burning building, this person got hurt more than they had to get hurt. You know what I'm saying? You're embodying an energy of... that energy of going through something horrid but coming out unscathed. That's the energy you're embodying. And it's almost, you know, that phrase of God gives his toughest battles to his strongest soldiers or angels and stuff like that. So you guys were put on the front lines. So you guys are like special forces, basically. You knew the risk, okay? God knew the risk of aligning you with whomever this was. This could be somebody who has like a really big purpose. Like, they have a significant purpose, okay? But you do as well, right? God knew the risk of you going into this assignment or whatever the case may be, right? However, because of your expertise, because of your fine-tuning, because of your edification, because you do have the whole armor of God on, right? You may have got some scrapes, some cuts, some bruises or whatever, but it's nothing, you know, too extreme like these people is trying to, you know, manifest it to be. So the two cards that had came out again, one of the people only had 2 arrows like embedded in them. So the first person, she had an arrow in her womb, her stomach, and she had an arrow right above her kneecap on, and it's like she had a butterfly tattoo, and the arrow was through the butterfly tattoo above her knee. The other person had at least 5 arrows in his body, throughout his body. And this was like these were people who were trying to kill this person. They were intentionally trying to the goal was to sacrifice. These were like, what do they call it? Kill shots. These were kill shots. He had one right through the middle of his chest. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see if I can find this card. Yep, it's the first. Right through the middle of his chest. You see that? Boom. Boom. That's an arrow right there. And it's an arrow here through his leg, and one right here through his groin. Oh my God, I need to see that scripture right now. Put on the whole armor of God. The breastplate of righteousness. Breastplate. This is somebody who was not armed. Somebody did not have on the breastplate of righteousness. So they got hit right through the chest. You see that? Gird your loins about with truth. This is somebody who allowed deception to rule them. Okay? Long enough. This is why there is an arrow right in his groin. Right? Gird your loins about with truth. Okay? Wow, this is crazy. All right. Let me stay on topic. I don't know if these people thought swapping you out for the sacrifice. I don't know if the contract is they have to successfully sacrifice you, or at least that's what they were made to believe. Like you have to actually die. Either die or something about you is just completely killed. So whether that be your mental health is completely annihilated, destroyed, so you're not going to be showing up and capable, to fulfill your purpose here on earth, to be that guiding light, if you're out of it, right? You lose your mind, motherfuckers gonna hurt you. I don't know, did something so bad that you're paralyzed somehow. You get what I'm saying? Or you decline. You spiritually decline. So you get so heartbroken or so bitter or so traumatized that now you out here selling your ass, for example. That's not funny, but this is the logic, okay? This is the logic, y'all. Okay. Or you die. The reason why we've been channeling Job so heavy lately is that one of the key things that God said, do whatever, but you can't kill him. Right? This is why Satan has gone within his way. I was going to say out of his way too, but out of his way, within his way, in his way, to create dynamics that can get a person to kill themselves, because he can't kill them directly. You're either going to possess, oh my God, even with murder, homicide, trigger warning. You have to stay on your P's and Q's. Stay locked in with God and your spirit team, bro. Do not sleep on your discernment nor your gifts. Do not ignore your dreams nor your visions. I'm telling you, don't. In the event that you do, there is a possibility that you could get got, right? I think moving forward, when it comes to parenting, right, we really have to be We really have to forge within our children having more conversations about ways that your spirit team, the thousands of angels assigned to you, ways that the Most High communicates to you and through you for your highest good, for your safety and security. Ways to preventative measures, basically. There was a card that came out, one of my readings that I did today, about prevention is better than the cure, right? Pay attention to your children, their conversations, even the nonverbal. Initiate conversations about the dream state, about having dreams and the necessity of dreams. All right, how to understand dream interpretation, like symbols. I don't know if there's some type of mystery schools out there, but look for them, find them, or create your own. Have a mystery school with your child, your children. Teach them about the dream state, astro traveling, astral projection, how people abuse it, and how you can use it for your advantage. 2, help them understand all of the clairs. Teach them of what all of the clairs are, okay? How they are expressed, how they can recognize that, okay? Teach them about their mental state. Create a dynamic where you encourage them to journal. You encourage them to, I don't even care if it's video, they do some type of videos. Okay. Video diaries, journaling, okay? Having one-on-ones, conversations with the parent, okay? Like, talk to your sister, like whomever, but talk to, for me personally, I feel like as a parent, you know, okay, what's the best way to say? I feel like, because you also want to be careful. You also don't want them to be so codependent on you for those type of conversations that they develop an attachment where they don't allow themselves to discern and wisely select whom they can confide in. So you have to teach them how to identify sound counsel. You have to teach them how to identify security and safety, okay, vigilance, and how to see through the gray areas, how to see beneath the surface of things, understand the necessity of why, you know, people with ill intentions, you know, why they utilize being shallow, okay, how they utilize the deception behind masquerading themselves as light, okay, to deceive you, you know, to gain proximity and access to you. And, you know, not everybody has good intentions. Help them understand the dynamics of frenemy culture, right? Entitlement, you know, pressuring, and like people trying to pressure you, and it's so crazy. The Sinners movie, for example. Teach them how you have to give access. You have to welcome. Teach them etymology. Teach them about the meaning of these words, okay? And what's actually being communicated to them, and what exactly are they teach them how to properly communicate it, how to properly communicate considering the spiritual realm, okay? Tell them all about alcohol, like the truth about alcohol on all levels, the truth about alcohol, the truth about marijuana on all levels, the truth about large groups and communities, principalities, environments where there's a lot, where it's heavily dense with a whole bunch of energy fields. Teach them the details of this stuff from a young age, period. Arm them appropriately. You get what I'm saying? Communicate appropriately. Communicate thoroughly. Ask them questions. Make sure, give them the floor to ask questions so you can clear up any misunderstandings or any possible confusion or misinterpretations, right? So that's a sidebar, okay? But yeah, this is crazy. So if somebody would have honored the mission bestowed upon them by the divine and protect you, like they were supposed to protect you, because you was actually there to protect them. There's that. You were there to protect them, and they were also supposed to protect you. But where 2 or 3 gather, God is with them. I think that's the scripture. Whether they chose to protect you or not, God was already protecting you. This is why when the inevitable sacrifice, that energy came sweeping through, like I keep seeing the scene from is it King of Dreams or Prince of Egypt? I keep seeing that scene where the people of Israel, was it the people of Israel, were told to put blood on their doors, or to mark their doors, mark their houses, and when the spirit of death comes through, it's gonna like basically skip them. And it's how that energy just came sweeping through, right? And it only hit a few people who didn't obey, who didn't listen, okay, who wasn't put on, okay. They were called, but I guess they didn't answer, you know. That's what I'm seeing in my mind's eye with this energy. So there was a lot of distortion around your protection, or around you being protected, because of trials and tribulations, more than likely, that people used to their advantage to confuse somebody about you being favored by God, or you truly being protected, or you truly being a woman or a man of God, right? That's one of the ways. The illusion of status. Earlier in one of these readings, within the last 3 readings I didn't say it, but I was just meditating, and well, God just kind of communicates to me throughout the day. God communicates to me about when Yeshua was out in the desert, and how Satan basically approached him and was trying to get him to basically turn away from God, denounce God, and bow down to him, serve him, submit to him. And how he offered him all the kingdoms of the earth, and basically offered him all, just gold and kingdoms of the earth, okay, status, right, all of that stuff. And how Yeshua was like, man should not live off bread alone, but by every word of God, right? Man should not live off bread alone, but by every word of God. Y'all know, in this, when he was in the desert, he was fasting for a long time. So let's repeat that. Let's repeat that. Man should not live off bread alone, but by every word of God. There was a lot of people who fell into submission, who gave their consent to Satan, to their possession. By the temptation of bread, the temptation of kingdoms, the temptation of status, the temptation of all of the sins being fulfilled, the 7 deadly sins being fulfilled, okay, but being masqueraded as fruits of the spirit. You know what I'm saying? You follow me? You follow what I'm saying? However, going back to what I said about having dreams and visions, and God is not a man that he shall lie. Meaning, every word of God, whatever God said, is still standard. Meaning, before these things spring up, I shall tell you of them. These are people where things were revealed to them one way or another, whether to them directly from the divine, or whether externally somehow, from a person, a sign, a movie, a quote, a song, something. They were warned. They ignored the signs. Video I did recently, a couple nights ago, card came out and said, ignoring the signs. They ignored the signs. Judgment. Some people make it out, some people don't, right? And in most cases, those people who ignore the signs that make it out, they make it out, but they're significantly impacted, far more than it had to be if they would have taken heed to the signs instead, right? Man down. So there's a humiliation ritual backfiring. The reason why all these things have to backfire whenever they're launched upon a divine being is because it can be, we can break it down like very easily, like several different ways. I mean, for one, whoever launched the humiliation ritual, they planted that seed, so they have to reap that harvest. See, it doesn't matter whom these people gather to carry out their schemes and their plots and their plans. God's word is standard, and it's not a lie, it's the truth. You reap what you sow. That's God's word. That's the truth. Ain't no way around it. I don't give a fuck how deep the illusion is, how deeply you are delusional. That is the standard. Period. Period. You reap what you sow. You are not going to sow a seed of humiliation. You're not going to sow a seed of death. You're not going to sow a seed of mental illness for a person who sows seeds of mental harmony, emotional harmony, spiritual clarity, love at the highest vibration, care, attention to detail. You're trying to manifest an outcome for somebody who's literally plant seeds that in a way literally counteracts everything that you're trying to do to them. So that's one way. That's one we can break down, right? Two. So this is why we have trickery, right? There's a card that I just read on the last video I did about deception, how there are ways where there's a benevolence to deception, like such as surprising somebody, like, oh, somebody that's planning a proposal, planning a surprise party, want to surprise somebody with a gift and stuff like that. That is one of the aspects of deception, okay, where it's not being used for any ill intent. I'm picking up on the energy of surprise and shock. Okay. I have to confirm if I can share that. That's giving the energy from the last reading that I had to protect that information. Okay. what I can say, I'm picking up on the energy of surprise and shock. And then we got the Seven of Wands and the Moon card, right? The Seven of Wands is somebody who's defensive, who's guarded, or somebody who's protected, somebody who's secure, safe. The Moon energy can be somebody who's very perceptive. There could be discretion, secrecy, intuitive, somebody who has dreams, okay? Psychic energy, Neptune energy, Pisces, somebody who Pisces. There's something significant about Pisces season. Pisces is also the hangman. Sacrifice. Bruh. Oh my God. Ain't that something? The hangman. So your energy illuminates the threats in the environment, right? Right? The predators. You know how there are some nights when we can't see the moon? The sky just dark. The reason why a person that you are aligned with, if they are attached to a karmic group, the reason why these people go in goddamn overtime to get you out of the picture is because you are the brightest light. You are illuminating things. You are illuminating threats in an environment to a person that are there with the intent to overthrow them, okay, to conquer, to do something to them or cause them to descend, take from them, feed off them, whatever the case may be, to sacrifice them and benefit from the sacrifice. It's like sacrificing a freaking animal. Like if we were like, you know, oh my God, bro. It's like those tribes or those cultures that live off the land in a manner of, you know, they kill creatures. It's like somebody deer hunting. You know what I'm saying? And you sacrifice an animal to feed your family or to feed off. Like, this is the energy. Yeah. Oh my God, bro. And for some of you guys, this could be somebody who barely survived in a sacrifice that already happened. It's almost like people going back to the drawing board of, okay, the reason why we wasn't able to fully sacrifice them with this was because so this is what we got to do next time around. Okay, this is crazy as hell. And the divine aligns you with that person in a particular season where after once lining with you, they were supposed to spring into action, okay, to escape, right? Fire, water. Somebody's a Cancer, Leo, or have significant Cancer, Leo placements, or what's another fire or water dynamic? There's somebody who's a Aries, who's a Pisces, Aries cusp. Okay, or there could be something significant about this time frame, right? What's the other one? Scorpio, Sag. Somebody's a cusper, and somebody has those placements significantly, or something was arranged to happen within those time frames. I don't know why I feel like I'm in detective mode or some shit. Like, this is crazy. I mean, like, what is going on? Okay. Damn. So somebody's in regret right now. Somebody's in regret. You got 5 of Cups. Or this is also this energy of burning bridges with a truth speaker. Okay? Truth teller, truth seeker, truth speaker. Okay? Somebody's ruminating, reflecting over a truth. The Ace of Swords. I know who the somebody is. But again, I don't know, like, for whatever reason, the divine is having me be very discreet for some reason today. But I'm gonna pull some index cards and see what come out. Yeah. Don't forget about us. Somebody's name could start with an S. Or SH. Somebody's name could be Shantae. Somebody's name could be Sean. Oh. I'm even hearing, like, somebody could feel like a shell of a person, or maybe that was the goal. For some of these sacrifices, y'all, it's like on a soul level. It's like having somebody become a shell of themselves. So I was channeling this energy of, you know how people get possessed or people get converted to evil? People also can be saved, right, and converted back to God. So that's significant. Faking love to ward off suspicions. Okay, so this energy is present. Somebody's experiencing bad odors as karma. Okay, I'm going to connect all this. Give me a moment. Domination magic is here. Which Claire gift is that when you can smell, you can pick up on spiritual information via smell? Claire Gustance is taste. Claire Audience is hearing. I think Claire Sentient. It's whatever Claire where you can smell. Somebody could have like a smell, like this smell of death. Boy, my ancestors funny. I just seen that scene from SpongeBob, Mr. Krabs. He was like, it's a smell. A smelly smell. A smelly smell that smells smelly. Bad odors as karma. Okay, to work. This is because they're trying. This is why. The reason why they're having bad odors as karma is because they're trying to ward off suspicions of some domination magic that they were doing by faking love. So how that's backfiring is that there are other things happening, such as their scent that's exposing who they really are, or that's exposing that something is off about this person. Okay, What's up with these odors? Look at these cards I just pulled, y'all. Look at this. They're not even all the way together. Why is this card peeking? Why is this card peeking? And it says odor. Heavy emphasis on odors. What is that about? It says mask odors with strong perfumes. This is in the reverse. This is an odor that they cannot mask with perfume or cologne. Ain't no way. Out of these hundreds of cards that's in this bag and this random stack that I pull, you got 2 cards that's talking about bad odor. Wow. You know how I just got done talking about some sacrifices are not necessarily the flesh. It's the soul. It's the soul. There's definitely some individuals involved who don't have a soul. They don't have a soul. Domination magic. This is why they were trying to dominate somebody here and take their energy, take something. Oh my God. Well, I feel like we in the temples right now. You got losing eyesight in reverse. So something's becoming very clear. Somebody's regaining their sight in a situation here. Regaining clarity. Losing eyesight in reverse. Or they're not able to cloak or cover something up anymore. Wants to feel needed. Somebody... Okay. So somebody lost sight. Somebody lost sight of something here because they wanted to feel needed in a situation. Okay, but they didn't realize that there was some type of domination magic being casted upon them. These people were intentionally trying to dominate this person with fake love. Okay? And beauty spells are significant. Domination magic is significant. Okay? Fake love to ward out suspicions. And somebody submitted. Somebody fell victim. Somebody submitted to this energy because they wanted to feel needed by someone, by these people. Like I don't like. Is there some type of okay, yeah, because God definitely got to help me with this. So if there's somebody who battled with self-love or had like a lack of self-love, this is somebody who lacked God. Okay, who lacked true connection with the divine, because God is love. Because I'm sitting here like, if you submit to evil advice or unsound counsel because you want to feel needed by these people, why do you not desire more so to feel needed by God? You know, or feel needed by where you're being poured back into in a healthy way. Okay. Cycling their bad karma amongst those who agree to help them. Ain't that something? Sacrifice. So, messy karmic church vote. Oh my God. Cycling their bad karma amongst those who agree to help them. Faking love to ward off suspicions. Want to feel needed. Using people. So cycling their bad karma amongst people who want to feel needed. Dominating them with beauty magic or beauty spells or glamour magic. Love spells. Something's off. Something's off about these people. Like, this is how somebody is. Like, somebody could be like fidgety around these people. Like, something is off. Something ain't right. Like, they could this could have been happened. Somebody couldn't get completely comfortable around these people. And the illusion of it all is that these are people who are supposed to be spiritual. Messy karma church folk. But they're messy. So gossip, these okay. There's something significant about a man who is short. That's a gossiper, okay? Blasting frequencies that makes one sick. See. So, blasting frequencies that makes one sick. This could be that gossip, that slander, some type of low vibrational communication. This could also be music. Low vibrational music. Reporting your content to have you shadow banned. Okay, this is somebody who playing with your money will destabilize theirs or things linked to their stability. Trying to get you shadow banned. Okay, that doesn't necessarily have to be social media. For some of you guys, it could be social media. For others of you, this could just be shadow ban. Shadow ban in communities. Wow. You are the salt of the earth. Let your light shine. So, follow me, right? This is somebody who wanted you to be excluded from a community, but you're a light, okay? You're a guiding light. You're a light. You're a strong tower, right? You're the salt of the earth. So it's given this energy of trying to block your entry or your exposure from a particular community. But the thing is, if you would have came around this community, you know how earlier I was talking about is one. So the reality is that somebody who's pure can have their heart become hardened, or a person who is divine, there's a possibility to possess that person or convert that person to evil. But you can also convert somebody, who you can also kind of convert that person, that hardened heart, back to a pure heart, right? This is somebody who, this is getting in God's way, basically, is what I'm saying as well. This could even be like with this shadow ban, trying to ban you by placing a lot of shadows around who you really are, right? What you're about, who you really are, what you're really doing. You get what I'm saying? In order to ban you, okay, from a community. I don't know if they realize it or not, but God's hit list. This person is on God's hit list. It's gonna be several individuals here. They were trying to intercept something that was meant for you. You got stealing your mail in reverse. That was unsuccessful. These people were inexperienced. This is somebody who's very inexperienced here that was trying to intercept something from. Wow. You know, earlier how I said you're like God's special forces, okay, in God's army. But I also heard, I did pick up on somebody hiring a hitman, okay, for you, okay, or somebody being in this hitman like energy, or assigning people, or there's something about a hitman. I even heard a spiritual hitman, honestly. That's what I really heard, a spiritual hitman. Wishes granted in the reverse. There's somebody who did something with your picture, gave your picture to somebody. Somebody whose name started with a K could be significant. And the reason why I said somebody definitely did something with your picture, because I heard that snippet of that old song, I got your picture hanging on the wall. Somebody could have your picture hanging on a wall or something, bro. Like, that shit is crazy. Somebody did something with your picture. For some of you, okay? These are people who was also trying to do something against your finances or your money, trying to sacrifice your finances, trying to sacrifice you by targeting your finance. You got money affirmations in the reverse. So that was a fail as well. Wishes granted already came out in the reverse. Okay. For some of you guys, there's a karmic female relative involved, okay? Anyway, so paying attention to your environment here. You're somebody who's very vigilant of your surroundings, but also paying attention to your internal environment, okay, is heavily significant in you not being sacrificed, okay? Pay attention to your diet. There could be something significant about the divine having you crave like certain things, like at certain times as well, for your highest good. You could also be channeling other people who are heavily focused on you by what you're craving. But heavy emphasis on you desiring things that are like that's most useful for you to at whatever particular time to combat some kind of attack. It says the fight is fixed. I know I'll win. Confirmation. You got Saturn energy here. Somebody could be a Capricorn or an Aquarius, okay? Saturn energy is talking about discipline and being responsible as well. Karma. God is preparing them for major public humiliation and or a scandal. Whoever these people are, for some of you, somebody could be from Atlanta, from Georgia, and Atlanta, and Georgia. Atlanta is under judgment, greed, lust, vanity, filthy demographic frequency, pollution concerns, cap city. Of course, that's the karmic frequencies. That's the low vibing frequencies of this environment. Yeah, something significant about their mindsets. Okay? Their minds. You got Go Away by Whoop. So, sacrifice. Go away. Make all my haters go away. Make all my haters go away. There's something about somebody fucking with you in the long way because you be real life in this shit. That's what he said. Okay, they fuck with you, whoop, because I be real life in this shit. Something about you being real, or the realest person somebody know. Somebody could come in and try to like subtly flirt with you. There's something about subtle flirting. Or there's something about people utilizing lust, okay, to try to get somebody to go away from you, or get you to go away, to manipulate somebody's mind with subtle flirting. Whoever this is, they're being prepared for a major public humiliation and or scandal, okay? And this could be connected to Atlanta. They don't have to be from Atlanta. This could be connected to Atlanta. Something they did there. This could be happening while they're there. Somebody who's too conceited. A prospect. A man who is short keep coming out. To be continued. Loading. Y'all know, I remember when my dad told me what these were when I was younger. Y'all know those creatures that eat mosquitoes? They look like a mosquito, but they real big, and they eat mosquitoes. One of them just landed on my car. So what I'm getting from that, whoever this bloodsucker or this energy leech was, heavy emphasis on a man who is short or somebody who's too conceited. Okay. A karmic prospect energy here, or a prospect, somebody who's a prospect to you. Like, there's something about this person being connected to people who seem like they're like them, right? Because these bigger ones, because I should show it to y'all, but y'all know what I'm talking about. The big mosquitoes looks like the small mosquitoes, literally, but the big mosquitoes eat the small mosquitoes. They don't fuck with us, right? The big ones don't fuck with us. They just want to eat the small mosquitoes, right? Shaking my head, bro. That's what's going on. That's what's going on in some type of group dynamic, man. I'm telling you, or a community. Somebody who wanted to be secret lovers. Like, what the hell? Oh my God. I just seen my card that said somebody's Jamaican. You got blood clots here, or something about blood clots could be significant. Somebody was doing a freezer jar spell. Somebody who's Caribbean, an islander, Jamaican, did a freezer jar spell. Okay, this could be this person that's too conceited, who wanted to be secret lovers, a prospect, somebody who wanted to be secret lovers with somebody. Okay, it is some type of freezer jar spell. Yeah, confirmation. The card, I'm trying to find it again, goddamn. But the card I just seen was a little pop quiz, yes, let's see. I took that from ASAP Rocky. I'm rolling around, jigging. So he was like, a little pop quiz, yes, let's see. How many people in the industry, something, try to dress like me? No. What he say? Something like me, dress like me, wanna get like me, do it big and like me. Wish their boyfriend was just like me. Basically, he was saying people copying him, trying to mirror him, trying to mimic him, okay? Trying to be him. So the fact that that's coming out right now with his freezer jar spell, wanting to be secret lovers, prospect, too conceited. This is the person that's being prepared for a humiliation ritual or scandal. This can even be involving like somebody thinking that they're safe. All right, thinking about the mosquitoes. Somebody with a bigger mosquito. Okay, so this bigger mosquito, they could look up to this person. Okay, this person that did this freezer spell, they could look up to this bigger mosquito that they think are like them, or they think that the way that they are moving, they think that it's like tea for this bigger mosquito, right? The whole time this bigger mosquito looking at them like a sacrifice. They're sacrificed. They about to be sacrificed. They about to be sacrificed. I mean, yeah. There's something about asking somebody, like, just, yeah, a little pop quiz. Yes, let's see. It's something about asking somebody a question on the spot. Okay, asking somebody something on the spot. Okay. Whoever are asking these questions, damn, like somebody is trying to get away. Whoever. Why is it so hard for me to grab these cards? Whoever's asking this question or being asked this question, somebody, either their name could start with a J or somebody's name could start with a B. I see my J card and my B card. Okay, you got K out here, but those two cards I seen. This could be two people asking somebody something. I did see a karmic mother. Head bitch in charge. That's that big mosquito. Head bitch in charge could also be the person being questioned. Oh my God. This is crazy. Whatever about to happen, whatever is happening, somebody's being left internally fragmented. Okay, from a situation here. Sacrifice. Threw a tantrum and destroyed their property. Oh, their tea. So this person is being questioned about leading something here. Okay, in regards to you, trying to sacrifice you. This is somebody who threw a tantrum and wanted to destroy it because they view you as someone who is... Somebody views you as someone who is teachable and in submission to God. Okay. And you're somebody who sees through the illusion. Somebody sees through an illusion that somebody was leading about you to sacrifice you or have you be sacrificed here. Because you're being perceived as someone who's teachable, somebody who teaches them, and somebody who's in submission to God. The illusion could have also been somebody faking a sickness to get out of something, avoidance or control, okay? The past is over and I am free. So whoever this is, this could be your energy. You close this out. You're free from the situation. This could also be whomever this was that you were aligned with to be a guiding light to them. Maybe they're finally closing. Maybe they're free from this situation now because they see through an illusion. Why is my hand itching all of a sudden? You must sacrifice someone to get in or join us. Oh my, do y'all see that? Do you see that? Sacrifice. You must sacrifice someone to get in or to join us. And I want to share this. I honestly, I'm going to have to go back and read the whole story in the Bible about it, about who was that was asked to give up or offer a sacrifice, or they were going to like offer up their son, and then God told them no, like a burning bush. Like, I can't remember the whole like verbatim. I can't remember like every detail of that story, but I was picking up on that when I wrote the caption for this video. So I'm just going to put it out there. You must sacrifice someone to get in or to join us. So sacrificing you was a fail. And because it was a fail, they have to be sacrificed. Faking sickness to get out of something, avoidance or control. Somebody's trying to fake a sickness to get out of being sacrificed. This person could have threw a tantrum and destroyed somebody's property. Somebody could have destroyed somebody's property and blamed it on someone else to have them sacrificed, but this was discovered. Somebody sees through the illusion. So they're trying to fake sick. Because somebody's not listening to no fucking apologies. I don't want to hear no apologies. Excessive apologies in reverse. You must sacrifice someone to get in or join us. And if you don't, you can't join, you can't get in, or you must be sacrificed. This is also given like you have to make a sacrifice, okay, for this covenant with the divine. So, mind you, the sacrifice is inevitable. But it has to be the right sacrifice. It has to be a sacrifice that is deemed honorable. Okay, which would mean, like, for example, giving up alcohol, giving up drugs, giving up a toxic lifestyle, giving up a toxic dynamic, giving up a toxic connection, giving up a toxic behavior. You know what I'm saying? Like sacrificing things that are deemed honorable, you know, things that actually would have you ascend forward, okay? Or upward. Leaving the past behind, break out of the karmic, escape a karmic cycle, okay? Or get out of the past instead of being stuck or frozen in the past with that freezer jar energy, okay? Mild frequencies. What day is that? That's for Tuesday. Oh, my bad, guys. Had to handle some business. There's a family fraud or scam exposed about this sacrificial energy. You must sacrifice someone to get in or to join us. This could also be to gain some type of money here, okay? But they weren't able, they weren't able to sacrifice you, for sure. Family fraud scam exposed. About a failed attempt to sacrifice you, or about just sacrifice in general. Sacrifice in general. So I have my mild frequencies card here, y'all. Okay. And okay, so when it's in the upright, these frequencies or these hertz are nourishing to the spirit, the energy. When it's used incorrectly, it can be draining. So this was a tactic that was used on somebody, okay? So 100 to 500 hertz, disheartened, feeling discouraged, or losing hope. See? That vocabulary just popped up at the top of my phone. Mild frequency. So between 100 and 500 hertz, this is where the human voice lives. Strongly affects emotion and identity. Lyrics land here. Nourishing when honest, melodic, emotionally coherent. Draining when there's chaotic lyrics, contempt, objectification or humiliation. Okay, so this was their strategy here. So something significant about the use of music. So the other day, I went to this place called Tassili's. Tassili's is a raw vegan restaurant, right? Generally, the kind of music that they play, I would say, is in the nourishing aspect of 100 to 500 hertz, right? But this one particular evening when I went there, now they always have their random days where they're overly packed. It's high traffic, right? But not all the time. This particular evening, it was high traffic. They were severely packed, right? I ain't gonna say severely, but they were definitely, it was high traffic. Excuse me. And I don't know who was on the aux, but whoever was on the aux was playing like just this low vibrational music, bro. Like, it was so low vibrational. And I mean, you can see it on most of the people's faces like that, how much they was not feeling that shit. Mind you, we're used to them playing Whitney Houston, old school R&B and soul, Sade, you know what I'm saying? Or even further back, like Prince and, you know, that era of music. Like, good vibes, good frequencies. And they get in there playing Percocet, Molly Percocet, like all type of stuff, like back to back, back to back, back to back. Like, it's so crazy, man. And I'm like, how is that conducive to the environment right now? If you see people are already anxious, you see that you guys are backed up, right? You should play music that will contribute to the ebb and flow of the environment. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's just spiritual logic. That's just what makes sense. You get what I'm saying? But, you know, not everybody are thinking from those perspectives. Not everybody takes stuff like that into consideration. Okay? So somebody was definitely made vulnerable to some type of deception here by their music selection. Yeah. There's something about someone using music to nourish themselves as well. So music is ordered sound that moves the soul. There's something about music playing in the background while influencing somebody. So this could be like a party setting, a club setting. This should just be like an environment where people are hanging out and there's music playing in the background. There's something about using certain music to more easily influence somebody towards toxicity or to make some type of toxic decisions. Okay, or to order, what that card say? Order sound that moves the soul. To move their soul to a more vulnerable space where they can be more easily sacrificed. Ooh, that was a lot. It says time does not reveal friends, pressure does. That shit crazy as hell. Only high frequency relationships allowed. This could be somebody who's neurodivergent. You could also, or you could be neurodivergent, okay? There's something significant about being neurodivergent, why this does not work, or why it can't work, or why people try to use music, or what, I don't know, okay? There's something about being neurodivergent being an advantage for somebody, okay? We romanticize the stars, but forget the dark is what made them visible. That's the second. So there was a hidden enemy here who thinks about fucking you, fantasizes about having sex with you, okay? Or this person, like whoever this target is, it doesn't even have to be you. Like this could be, it could be you, but this could be somebody, again, that person that you were with to guide them out of some type of planned sacrifice, okay? This person that's being targeted as the sacrifice now because they failed to sacrifice you. Again, you got another card that's talking about weaponizing an illness and disease, right? Okay? Someone who is insincere with their kindness, okay? They desperately want you to care and buy into the lie of discomfort. This could be somebody who utilized some type of hex deadly powder as well, okay, to get this sacrifice done. Okay? A giver to taker is neurotic. Okay, yeah. And if you argue with a fool, that makes two. See? Nah. Yeah. Pet. I'm telling you, like, this is crazy. I'm ruthless about my time. You were never supposed to know or figure out what you know or are figuring out. Yeah. Relief from chronic pain and issues. So you're connected to the divine. So this is your guaranteed relief from chronic pain and issues. The reason why people have been trying to use this tactic of rage baiting you and stuff like that, they've been trying to get you to argue with them again to make you susceptible to being sacrificed. Okay. Why it sound like I just heard a cat? Alright, y'all. I'm gonna end it here though. That's what's coming out. about that. Oh yeah. Ooh. Oh my God, it's so much. Yo, it is going down with this doppelganger. This person is avoiding accountability. There could be something coming out about what they've been doing, like with commuting, like something significant about resorts, okay, riding dirty. I don't know, like flexing off something that's stolen property, stolen inheritance, like, and projecting. And this is why this person has been heavily projecting onto you, okay? They're being haunted by those they have murdered. Insensible acts. This is crazy. Blackmail. It's too late to apologize. I did see a card that said, I didn't mean it. You know that card that said you wasn't supposed to know or figure out what you know? But you have higher learning and education related about improper authority or rulership. Like, you're somebody who has some type of higher knowledge and wisdom about improper authority or rulership. Like, you could have always like kind of just felt triggered by that energy, like just throughout your journey, even since a kid. Improper like authority. Battle of authority, intimidated by your well-balanced natural authority and power. Confirmation. Shaking my head, bruh. Somebody's name starts with an A. There's something about you having beautiful eyes, or somebody was mean. Okay, so somebody realizes they were mean to you because of some unsound counsel. This is somebody who's mesmerized by your eyes. Somebody was being a yes man. Okay, they find you very admirable. It's somebody who is dismissive, or they feel dismissed, okay, by your energy, okay? Yeah. And they realized that they were angering God. Like, this is why they was experiencing some type of like misfortune here. They were angering God. They were literally over there in Babylon, like, hey, kicking it. Okay, and being mean to divine feminine. It says, you're not lazy, you are tired. You are in a resting period. Hermit mode. Come unto me and I will give you rest. So I feel like this could be this person here. Yeah, this person is now moving toward the right direction. Like, so this person could be feeling very exhausted, okay, fatigued, restless. This could have been somebody who was losing sleep, like experiencing insomnia and stuff like that. But this is not because they're lazy. They're tired. Like, they were being drained, okay, fed upon, all right, and they were getting hit. Like, they was getting hit. They was up close and personal to their enemy, like just getting shanked. You know what I'm saying? Like, and wondering, like, where is this coming? Like, what the hell? What do you mean? But unfortunately, this is what it took, man. So somebody's in hermit mode. This is what it took, okay, for somebody to like really fully give themselves over to God, okay, really submit, to fully submit. This is what it took. Yeah. Yeah. And this person feeling dismissed by you also is what helped accelerate it. This awakening for this person. These were necessary changes for advancement. Necessary changes for advancement. Yep. And this, like, even for you, like, necessary changes for advancement. There's something about you making money in your sleep, okay? Cleaning out demonic forces in the dream state, so your dreams may not be too clear, but you will know what you must know. So that's the energy right now. You have 5 here. 5th house, the 5th month could be significant. May could be significant. Okay, somebody's foundation has definitely been shaken up. Okay, whoever this is, it's gonna be somebody whose name starts with an A. Okay, a major life shift, confirmation. Okay. Yep. This major life shift as well is you making money in your sleep. Okay. Because you please God. You please God. Okay, you aim to please God. All right. Okay, especially after surviving or overcoming these evil and cruel efforts to make you feel unloved, insecure, ignored, abandoned, and worthless. Okay. Yeah. For a while. Shaking my head. Oh, Lord. Oh, my God. My car's falling. Yeah. But your loyalty and devotion to the Most High means more than that. And it means more than whatever, I don't know, like these people, like their thoughts of you, like what they think of you. Uh, that's what's most important to you. Okay. And this is why you're experiencing this positive major life shift. Okay. Shit. This is why, you sacrificed where you were supposed to sacrifice. Even if that meant sacrificing a connection in order to hold on to your covenant with the divine, to continue fulfilling your purpose, okay, what you were put here to do, okay, showing up for other people that God was going to align you with, to also be a guiding light to them, okay, just because, one person that you was aligned with to be a guiding light shitted on you, gave you this cruel treatment and stuff to try to make you feel unloved and insecure and all this stuff. At the end of the day, they're not God. It's imagine what that's like, for God to kind of harmonize you or help harmonize you in this place of like loving yourself and understanding love and understanding God and this, that, and the third. And, God wants to be your motivation only to receive some type of harsh, cruel treatment and then just forget about God. Like, just throw God aside. Like, just because these people didn't appreciate your loyalty. Yeah, nah, that's not how that's supposed to go. But this is the illusion that they often want people to buy into. It's the same old shit. Yeah. Yeah, but somebody, whoever this is that experienced this sudden danger, okay, sudden danger, they said that they didn't mean it, okay, and they could, they're wanting to be saved, but they have been warned, okay. This could be somebody that's stuck in the past or was past because some type of portal magic, or you got portal magic stuck in the past. They have been warned. You got saved, sudden danger. I didn't mean it. There it is again. I didn't mean it. Oh, shit. But this is why this person, oh, my confirmation. This was somebody who was guided by others not to save you in a situation. You're in this energy of not saving them. Like, save yourself. Like, you saved yourself. They got to save themselves. Okay, so again, like, this person is exhausted. This person is like, somebody got worn down, okay? And that's my thing. Like, you have to understand, whatever means that you dish out on a person in order to sacrifice them, y'all have to eat that. You have to eat that. Whoever you are, who are trying to sacrifice somebody with a pure heart, who is divine, who has divine intentions, you and everybody else that work with you, y'all have to eat that. Y'all have to eat that. Whoever is with soul, that's a part of that toxic dynamic, you have to eat that. Damn. And you ignored preventative measures that this earth angel tried to give you. There's somebody who could have treated you like you was aggravating. Or something's aggravated. Somebody's aggravated. Okay? But, like the card came out in the previous reading today, prevention or preventative measures is better than the cure. Now somebody needs the cure. They need the cure now. Okay? They didn't want to take preventative measures. So now they need the cure. Well, thank God for the cure. Okay? Go to God for the cure. God is the cure. God help you figure it out. There's something significant about something that's blue. Okay, I've been getting that. I've been getting a lot of messages about that too. Something blue in my car that came out, said something blue. When I was headed back to my car, there was some people there at the park with me in a blue car with clouds on it. It was painted like the sky. And they were walking past me and they had a blue blanket and they was having a conversation. And the girl was telling the dude, yeah, I don't know what it is like about her. Like, I don't know, she's just a blue person. Like, it's kind of weird. It's like, if she looks around and she sees that there's nothing blue, it's almost like she goes into panic mode. Like, that's what I just heard in passing. I'm like, okay. So something blue. That card just came out. There's something significant about something that's blue. Okay. It can even be like a son, a boy, a baby boy. Maybe there's a baby boy that's supposed to be born between somebody. You got astrologically savvy. There's something about you being astrologically savvy that has somebody or these people aggravated. Somebody can even drive like a blue car. Okay. I'll tell you, needed rest and rejuvenation. Yep. Y'all could be picking up or channeling somebody's energy here. Yep. You got dark magic and sorcery in the reverse. So I don't know if something was recently done. These people recently tried something else. It didn't launch. Okay. That was a failed launch as well. Okay. This even be somebody what's the word? Detoxing. Somebody could be detoxing from some type of dark magic or sorcery. This is why this person is exhausted. This is why they're tired. Okay. They're feeling sluggish. They need rest because they need to be rejuvenated. Okay. So yeah, from these handlers or a handler. Okay. Yeah. Somebody could have been put in a situation of sudden danger that really, really like took the wind out of them. Yeah. This even be somebody who is in this energy of needing to retreat, like go somewhere where they know they are safe. Okay. Damn. I did see travel. So somebody may be somebody may be choosing to go somewhere and not tell nobody. Okay. Just so they can like rest and retreat from some type of sudden danger situation. Yeah. So you guys have the spirit of, or the blessing of Ganesha in your energy. So heavy emphasis on your finances. That's significant. Planning to flee, but God sees all. Oh my God. I just got done talking. There's a handler that's planning to flee, but God sees all. There's no way of escape for the wicked. So let's say that too. Okay. Period. So being that there's springtime, there's definitely an energy of people retreating. So there's somebody who's trying to avoid accountability, that's trying to flee from a situation, but they won't be able to escape. And then there's another energy here that's retreating or traveling so that they can actually get rest and be rejuvenated as well. So that's what I'm picking up. So maybe a vacation could be significant. You're too smart for something. Just shaking my head. You're too smart, man. You're too smart for somebody to sacrifice you. So that ain't going down over here. It ain't going down. Okay. All right, y'all. That's the message. I wonder if I could just chill for like the next if I could just chill for like the next several days, because I put out like three messages, bro. That was a lot. All right, you guys. See you next time.